Hey guys, Luke, and I'm back again with all of these solo Black Ops 2 Zombies world records, and I'm only slightly annoyed because I've scripted this video about 3 times, and 2 of the times my PC froze one of them, and then the other one it reset because I accidentally plugged a headphone jack into a USB port, but you know what, we're gonna plow through this. Something I do need to talk about before anything else with the Black Ops 2 records is a controversy that's been surrounding that community for a little while now, and it's a PC pirated version of Black Ops 2 nicknamed Redacted. So if you don't know what Redacted is, like I said, it's a PC version of the game that on its base form is way better than any other version of BO2. But players have been able to adjust Redacted so that it plays like any other version of the game, but the only benefit that you actually have is that there are errors that don't show up on Redacted that show up on every other version of the game, so players are able to get to some higher rounds depending on the map. There was a vote within the world record community, and almost unanimously they decided to keep it because, like I said, the only real advantage is that you don't get errors, but as the months and years go along, more and more players are going to be playing on Redacted, and I wanted to point it out because not a lot of people know about it yet. If you guys want to hear more about Redacted, there's actually a lot more that I could talk about, but I only wanted to give a brief explanation of it. I'll try to get my hands on it if you guys really want me to. Tell me in the comments down below. By the way, let's try to hit 300 likes on this video. I would love you guys so much if we could do that. Anyway, we'll get into things. Like I said, with all that out of the way, we start off with Bus Depot Round 82 by Figsu, who you're going to be seeing a lot of in this video. And as someone who grinded out Bus Depot a lot back in the day and was never able to make it past round 35, this is insane to me. There are no perks on the map at all, no pack punch, and only one mystery box location, which means getting hit 2 times at all ends your game. And with such a small play area and the fire zombies and with the spawn rates and everything like that, it's a wonder that anyone can get past round 50, let alone 82. And our next record up for today is Farm Round 96 by, once again, Figsu. So most of the map is basically the same as any other survival map. You run around, shoot the ray gun, trade it out the mystery box, and just keep doing that over and over again. Farm is a little bit more interesting though because those trade outs of the box are in a very bad location. If you've ever played Farm before, you know that box is in the worst position possible, and it is incredibly dangerous if you don't have EMP grenades or a monkey bomb to spare. Personally, I would also just be bored out of my mind because for some reason, I don't know, I never liked Farm. I've seen people say that's one of their favorite maps ever, but Farm just kind of bored me. Oh hey look, here's another person they're going to be seeing a lot of in this video, and that is Chris Voltage with round 100 on Town. This was the game that sparked the debate about Redacted because Figsu, the previous world record holder, thought Redacted was cheating when in fact Chris actually just played insanely well. Fun fact, Chris actually reset about 5 minutes game time before Figsu did, so I don't know how he thought he was cheating. But by the way, I know the textures look crazy in this game, but it's only cosmetic, I promise you. A lot of players on World of War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2 changed the textures in their game to make it look more unique and make it more of their own little personal thing, but it doesn't change gameplay at all, I promise you. And we're finally to the end of Green Run. The Tranzit world record is round 149 by, guess who? Figsu. For those who think the jet gun is trash and it's the worst wonder weapon in zombies history, sadly you're wrong. It's actually amazing, but only if you know how to use it. There's a technique to punching with the galvanuckles and swapping weapons or something like that where it keeps the jet gun from overheating so quickly. And even without that, the jet gun can kill zombies on any round, so combine those two things together and it makes Tranzit able to actually be high rounded, which is crazy. And I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy still, but it's crazy that Tranzit can actually get to round 149. But just as quickly as we were able to get away from the survival maps, we are back to them right again with a round 96 tie on Nuketown between guess who, Chris Voltage and Figsu. In his game, once again, Chris played on Redacted, but the only reason that he didn't actually beat round 96 was because he turned too much. The basic explanation is that if you turn in a certain direction too much, your controls will lock up for left and right for the remainder of the game. No one actually knew that this was a thing until some testing was done after Chris's game, but I would be furious. I would probably throw everything I possibly had around the room if I played for that long and I was tied for the record only for turning too much to be my downfall. Wow, okay, we're finally away from the survival maps for good, and we are now at round 131 on Diarize by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Tidy Barbecue. So you might be thinking, well, a lot of people can actually get to round 100 on Diarize with this liquefier, so why is this world record so low? And the reason for that is because it gets much harder after round 100 because the liquefier runs out of ammo so quickly and takes multiple shots to start a chain effect and eventually becomes useless. So eventually you need to head down to the trample steam room and train up zombies until they are very bunched up, and you have to kill all the zombies in that horde with the trample steam, otherwise it messes up spawns. Some of the best players in zombies history have tried this and failed miserably, but Tidy, being the absolute legend he is, was able to pull it off until 131. Next up, we have the highest round in all of Black Ops 2 Zombies, being round 228 on Mob of the Dead by Stealth McFilthy. It's your basic mob game with the acid gat, the tomahawk, and training in the cafeteria using the acid trap. He was just able to play faster than anyone else and got him a very solid world record. I wish that there was actually more to say about this game, but there isn't. He just played very well, and the world record for Mob has actually moved up quite a few rounds in the last couple years. For a while it was actually stuck around 223, but it's moved up quite a few times actually to 228 now. Finally getting closer to the end, our next record is round 220 by Jumpy. This was another record that was gotten playing on Redacted, and it really shows the power of it because Jumpy grinded buried for a long time to try to get to 200 on this map. But once Redacted was discovered, he was instantly able to jump the record up 20 rounds because he didn't have to worry about resonators causing errors, so he was able to play much faster than he would have been on normal versions of the game. Redacted is really going to make a big difference in the long run for BO2. And if it's able to shoot up a map like buried 20 rounds instantly, I really want to see what something like Tranzit is able to do, maybe Origins coming up next. I don't really know, there's a lot that could be done with Redacted. And speaking of Origins, we finally have our final map and what I consider to be one of the best games of zombies ever played, and that is Origins round 150 by Tidy Barbecue once again. There is so much technical stuff to talk about with Origins, like drop cycles, tank drops, animation errors, and everything else, but I can't talk about all of that here, so I'll link a Vixaria video in the description where she talks about all of that way more in depth than I ever could. Anyway, on Origins, from the very beginning of the game, you are basically playing a speedrun because you only have about 25 hours until there's an animation error that no matter what, you cannot avoid. You need perfect luck to play perfectly and to play the game of your life to even have a chance to tie Tidy's record. After about round 110, the ice staff stops killing zombies, so you need to also shoot them with the MP40, which clearly, I think everyone kind of knows that makes it a little more dangerous. And when you are completely out of ammo with your ice staff and the backup wind staff that you usually have to build in order to be able to get to these high of rounds, you need to start using the tank to kill hordes of zombies, and hopefully it will drop you a max ammo. Origins is incredibly luck based, and you need to play, like I said, so quickly, and just everything has to go right, man. But there's a reason that Tidy is known as the Origins god. Anyway, with that being said, I know this was probably a little bit of a quicker video than I usually do, but I wanted to keep it a little bit short and simple for those of you that get a little bit bored, once there's too much of a technical explanation going on with things. I know that I don't explain things incredibly in depth or sometimes even very well, but I try to make them more for casuals. But with that being said, I think I am going to end off the video here. Tell me what record impressed you most in the comments section down below. I will have everyone down there linked as I always do. Go and check them out and show them some love. While you're down there, I would appreciate a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on notifications. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.